Oklahoma weather can dish out some of the worst punishment in the world. Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Tuttle. But now you can fight back by installing Class 4 impact-resistant shingles from Ferguson Roof Systems. These shingles can withstand large hail, heavy rain, and hurricane-force winds, all while keeping your home safe and dry. And the best part? This upgrade is completely free for many homeowners. So call today to start reaping the benefits these Class 4 shingles bring, including a discount on home insurance. Only at FergusonRoofSystems.com.
Hey everyone, Meteorologist Tuttle back with you again. It is just a little after about 11:45 or so. We're going to talk about a quick update, what's happening for the rest of this afternoon with the storm system as it rolls on through Oklahoma. So the winter weather will continue for a little while longer for some of you folks. And then we'll kind of quickly focus on what's going to come in our way next week, and then we're going to send you on throughout your day. So hopefully you've been able to get out and about, no problems. Here in the metro, things have been pretty good with roadways. Not so much of an issue there. Along the I-44 corridor, which is good news. That includes up there in Tulsa. But once you get to sort of a few counties to the north, it's been a nightmare in northern Oklahoma and into Kansas with a lot of snow and some ice underneath that. So quite a mess out there as we go forward. So let me do real quick here, show you the link that if you need to subscribe to or opt into on Facebook, you can click that link I just posted, and that'll get you a direct notification sent from me in case you're not getting notified in time if you're watching this late or tuning in late and or watching the replay and you didn't get notified. That ought to be a workaround for you. See you guys in there on YouTube as well, so thanks for joining me. Sometimes, sorry about the music, looks like sometimes the computer will do a weird thing and I don't know, it gets out of sync, so I'll have to look into the gremlins. Out there right now, cloudy. If you noticed, we've had a few rounds of snow move through the metro here, but it's been cloudy pretty much most of the day across the state. And temperatures are quite a bit colder. I'm at 25 degrees here in my backyard. Winds they're gusting over 20 miles per hour. I think the highest gust I've seen so far was right around 40 from the northwesterly direction. And we've got some pretty decent rain out of this system as well. I'm going to show you that here in a second. Also to speak of, the severe weather behaved itself last night here across Oklahoma. So far, one damaging wind report. Don't know if that was a tornado related. The report is unknown. It was for a mobile home that one buckled and then one, let's see what else, one shifted its foundation. So sometimes that can happen with straight line winds if it's strong enough, and sometimes it can happen with a weak tornado. So we'll see. Otherwise, we'll take a look at that stuff later on. But otherwise, we did see some much needed beneficial rainfall, because we are in a very significant drought here. We're in the extreme drought category here across the western half of the state, even parts down south. East Oklahoma, not as bad, but it does creep up on us every time during the late fall and winter season. That's par for the course. So how much rain did we get? Some really decent totals up here, around an inch, and the green shading up here northwest Oklahoma. Also right here in central Oklahoma had a nice round of about an inch or so. Here's an inch and a half down there around the Newcastle Blanchard area, and then up around an inch to an inch and a half around Tulsa County, and even out here to eastern Oklahoma. So there were some pockets here where we got some very good rainfall. Otherwise, the body of the state saw a lot of amounts around at least half an inch on an average. That's some decent rain we'll take with this system, and we'll see where it goes from there. Now, if you do look at the current radar, which we will do now, here in Oklahoma City, you can see how I've seen a little bit of that flurry activity roll on by. It was fast and furious out here in Watonga, Kingfisher, Calumet, came right in the city and then just vaporized. And that was it. This was that last round we talked about that would move through just before the lunchtime hour here in our discussion last night. So this is it, Oklahoma City. If you're looking for more significant or substantial precipitation, you're not going to find it. You might see a few flurries here and there for another couple of hours, and that's going to be about it. Same idea up here for Tulsa. You guys kind of had a glancing blow so far. You'll get what's left of moving through Oklahoma City into your area by the lunchtime hour here, and otherwise that's going to be it for you. But if you do look up north here in Ponca City and Medford, Newkirk, a lot more heavier snow is moving through your region. The back end of it, though, is around Kiowa to Alva to Helena and Fairview, so you guys are quieting down now in your region. And this continues on up into Kansas here, where we've got a lot of moderate snow that continues And the snowfall amount so far up around 5 inches. There's 4.5. There's 8 inches there in eastern Kansas, and it's not even over yet. 5 inches. Wichita, I think, had around 3.5. So the back end here was a very sharp contrast. Let's see, 4.5 inches there from about this region, and then it goes from here out here to quickly famine in this very short corridor, where you probably picked up anywhere from a dusting to just a few, flurries. Then you got the inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and then now you're significant inches of snow here in the I-35 corridor. But that was the back end of that system. Same thing for Oklahoma. It kind of continued that way down here, whereas there's 4 inches up here northwest, 3 inches in Woodward. So it kind of ramped up as it went from Woodward eastward. So you probably have a lot more significant snow around that I-35 corridor, onward eastward from there along the border. And of course, all this activity continues on into Missouri, where they've got a mixture of both a lot of snow and even some ice underneath that, some freezing rain and sleet showing up in the reports, an inch of sleet at that in some areas. So they're dealing with a good winter storm in Missouri. Okay, so that's how that looks. The latest highest amounts right now that's yet to leave the state is right around Newkirk, Ponca City, Fairfax, Brahman, Arkansas City, and this will work its way toward Bartlesville, and then it'll be moving quickly out of the state by about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, so let's get back to the maps here. We still have a winter weather advisory. It's in the purple shading, just for inclement weather. That's all that means. It can be very light, or it can be significant in accumulation, but we talked about it being light. The winter storm warning up here to the northern counties for Oklahoma. Of course, that's where you're going to have all that measurable heavy snowfall. And then the snowfall, the highest amounts we talked about, has been up here in northwest Oklahoma. As we head into the northeast Oklahoma area, winter storm warning continues up there for Osage County. Otherwise, just very light dusting of snow at best here for Tulsa, and points to the southwest or northeast from there. Better as you approach the Kansas border. Now, temperatures out there, the soil temperatures, first off, are still fairly warm, which is why the roadways are going to be pretty good in this event, because we also have the light precipitation, so those two help to offset. Plus, it's pretty windy. That'll help to dry things off the roads. So far, so good. Again, unless you're traveling to the north. We do talk about the wind, though, factoring in the actual air temperature. Let's take a look at those. It's into the 20s out here across northern Oklahoma. All the way down the freezing line is the yellow line here, which is still working its way down to southeast. So give it a little bit more time, and you folks will also get below freezing. And we do factor in the wind. The wind chill values are dropping to the single digits from Osage County through just west of Stillwater to Oklahoma City, and then back out to the west on I-40. So very cold day today. You want to be outdoors. You can be bundled up and be safe in your vehicles should you get stranded or stuck. Like we mentioned, the snow will quickly come to an end here over the next couple of hours across the northern northeastern parts of the state, moving on out, so it's just a couple hours left of this storm system. Temperatures this afternoon will not recover. They will fall in some cases and then kind of just stay where they're at in others. So by 3 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're still going to be into the 20s out there across a large area of the state, maybe western Oklahoma briefly getting into the 30s. When we factor in what gusts of wind there are out there, and there's been some gusts. Like I said, I've had a 41 here in my backyard, but so 40 to possibly even 50 miles per hour there in the yellow shading for this afternoon early. But you can see by 5 o'clock, look how these winds start to die down a little bit. Now they're into the gusts into the 20s. And as we head into the evening hours, after 8 o'clock, the winds really start to diminish across the state for the remainder of tonight, which is some good news. But because the winds are so strong out there now and the temperature's falling, here's a look at how wind chill values continue to kind of dip down into the teens in the purple areas, single digits at times. So it's going to be cold Thursday. So get used to it. Grab those winter coats. All right, so any more additional accumulation for snow? We're just talking mainly across northern Oklahoma at this point in time. They might pick up another inch or so in that area. And then, of course, more significant snow will fall. So probably about a foot of snow in eastern Kansas, which has been a pretty good forecast for those folks. All right, so now what happens, now that we're getting through this system, where do we go from here? This is the fun part. Okay, I know it's cold out there today, but we're not done with winter. All right, so here's a look at a cold front coming in for next Monday. All right, so it's not too far away. Watch how these temperatures drop from our lovely 60s and 70s into Tuesday. We're now dropping back into the teens. That sounds lovely, right? And 20s for Tuesday. Reinforcing cold air keeps coming in. So this is not more than a 1-2 punch here. This is Wednesday morning down to single digits. These are actual air temperatures. And then as we head into Wednesday afternoon, we rebound into what, the teens? That's terrible. Let's go on to Thursday. Is it getting any better? No, we're still into the teens. Hey, here we go. In the afternoon, we hit into the 20s to, hey, how about that? Maybe some 30s briefly. We'll see. So that's what's looking like next week. So very cold spells coming up for most of the week. Then on top of that, we do have another winter storm track to move through. So I have an upper level low that will come across the Texas and Oklahoma corridor. As it does so, it will produce winter precipitation, form of rain, sleet, freezing rain, and snow. Right now, the blend of the models, and this is going way out there in time, so this is just to give you an idea of what potentially is on the table. Blend of models has a large area of freezing rain, probably mixed in a little bit of sleet here, across this region with the highest concentration through western Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth, up into southeast Oklahoma again, and most of Arkansas. Very similar to what we had with that system not long ago. So this could be a repeat performance. Amounts here are very conservative. They're only around 1/10 to 2/10. So we'll have to start talking about power outages again at some point if these amounts start to come up, and we'll have to start talking about, of course, road conditions deteriorating. And so this is what we will be focused on in future live broadcasts from here on out as we get past today's system and we start focusing on the next week. Temperatures, as talked about, will get very, very nice very quickly as we head over the weekend for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Then that strong front comes in Monday evening, and as it does so, that'll drop these temperatures down. So Tuesday we'll probably spend most of the day into the 20s. That 41 will be like a midnight temperature high. And then on Wednesday, well, we'll see. That one model had us into the 20s, maybe even teens all day. Same thing for Thursday, quite a bit of a cold day, and it did try to warm things up a little bit on Friday. But all this here is subject to change because we've got a lot to iron out in the details. But the trend has been to get these temperatures get colder and colder every time I do a broadcast. Just to kind of give you an idea of where the trend has been going. All right, so that's everything I had here for you for your lunchtime. I hope it was helpful, educational. I hope it did you good. I got to get out of here, though, but I appreciate you checking in. We'll do more lives over the next coming days. I usually always do at 9:30 in the evening, and then sometimes I'll do one at lunchtime. Oh, and then real quick, let me do this before I do let you go. Almost forgot. If you go to my website, aarontuttle.com, go to the weather data tab. We talked about this last night and the last broadcast I did for the last storm system. If you scroll down, you get to multi-state road conditions. So, because I get a lot of questions, how are the roads going to be in the morning, and I'm about to head out the door. I'm going to such and such. I got to drive across, this, that, and the other. This is the best place to get that information. So it'll show you the Oklahoma road conditions, which it'll give you color-coded roadways, if they're closed, if they're delayed, if they're open. These will populate on the map as it happens in real time. And then when it does so, you can see a bunch of little cameras on here, and you can click on any one of these cameras, and you can get a picture of what things actually look like. And it will zoom right in for you. So in this particular view of this vehicle, it's all snow-covered roadways up here in northwest Oklahoma. So that kind of gives you an idea, and you can click on any one of these. And then if you want to see, video, same idea on this one here. You can scroll through this map, pick on any of these. It'll show you how traffic is moving along in real time. And then if you want to check on the Kansas road conditions, same idea. They've got cameras on here you can click on, and then you can get what it really looks like on the roadways, and you can make these pictures bigger too, see how traffic is moving along. And the same thing goes for Texas and also for Arkansas in the future once those guys start to experience some inclement winter weather. So that'll be good for the next system for next week. All right, that's all I got here for you for today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thanks again for watching AT's Weather. Please like and share this video. Thank you for your support and your stars, your love, and all that stuff. And we'll talk again soon. All right, take care, everybody.